get the guns, the drugs from my generation. I'll take the file, the states, and across the nation. And it's a sin, the guns, the fake, the fraud, the messing with me. Come on, come on, come on, let's get it out. Move to the music, play that fucking music. Move it to the music, yeah. Move to my music, play that fucking music. Live through my music, yeah. Now get the guns, the drugs from my generation. I'll take the file, the saints, and across the nation. And it's the sex, the gods, the fakes, the fraud, they're messing with me. Come on, come on, come on. Rock is cooking.
Good evening and welcome back to Chick Austin Field. I'm Dylan Smith.
And I am Penny Floor Freeman. The Rams have been putting in the miles for the last few weeks, but we are all excited to be back at Lakeside.
Yes, going all the way back to September 13th, Lakeside played at Robinson. The Rams fell short of the Senators 24-17. In that game, Wally Wall caught through for 195 yards and completed 10 passes of 22. Grady Ullman rushed for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Ryan Ballard receiving had 140 yards and 1 touchdown. Additionally, Landon Ray had 1 interception.
Moving past the bye, last week Lakeside beat Camden 43-36. Walcott led the team with 253 yards passing. Grady Oman had a receiving and a rushing touchdown, and Vincent, Ballard, and Rubleski all picked up receiving touchdowns. Rubleski also had an interception alongside Landon Ray.
Let's catch up with Coach Rock with the Rock Report, hosted by Will Shannon.
Is cooking.
Hello, welcome to the Rock Report Week 4. I'm Will Shannon. This is Coach Rock. Happy birthday, Coach Rock.
Thank you so much.
And just congratulations on your first conference win against Camden. What a great program. And, how are y'all feeling after that bounce back went?
It's good to get that losing taste at your mouth and get back on the winning side. But very tough game. Camden, always a great opponent since I've been here. So I've definitely had some games against them that went the other way, so it was good to win down there. It's hard to win in Camden, so the guys did great. I appreciate their effort, and we pulled one out.
Mm-hmm. Which side of the ball do you think showed out this week?
Man, this week was just a battle for all 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams. So we had to definitely pull our britches up and go to work. Defense came out first play of the game, got a pick, so you gotta love that. Offense go and score, and then it's just back and forth all night. But that's supposed to happen when you play a really good opponent.
Mm-hmm. And what was going through your mind when Newman forced that fumble to pretty much seal the game?
Thank you, Jesus. That's 100%. Thank you, Jesus.
What do you think y'all struggled through through that game against Camden?
I wouldn't say it was a struggle, man. It was just a great football game. Those guys get coached too. I mean, Camden made it to the semifinals 2 years in a row, and so if it wasn't for Parkview, they probably would have won a state championship within the last 3 or 4 years. When you play in really good teams that are physically, mentally tough, and then Coach Vaughn does a good job down there being well coached, it's just going to be a battle. And that's what it was. It was just a battle between really 2 good teams in the same conference, and we were happy to pull it out. So.
And now this week you're playing Magnolia, coming back home and then they just beat Texarkana. And how are y'all preparing?
Magnolia, they got a new coach, new head coach with Coach Kirby. He's out of Louisiana, and so it's going to be interesting to see what he brings to the table because he's new coach first year, so I know how that goes. But him being from Louisiana, so he has a different style of football than we do here in Arkansas. So it's going to be interesting to see what he brings down here.
Mm-hmm. And how are you going to keep your players' morale? Is after being Camden, one of the best 5A teams you'll probably play this year?
Well, our motivation this week is to get a win. This was one of our losses last year. Went down to Magnolia and lost, and so the kids remember that. So we're gonna keep that in our back pocket.
And one last question, like, you got any injuries coming into this week?
Man, I told y'all last week that, we had some injuries, and then all those kids wound up playing except one. So, the doctors released them, and they played. Right now, Sunday, Coach Lewis gave me the injury report, and there's no restrictions, just some bumps and bruises. So everybody should be able to play. Our guys that's been out for a while, Matthew Miller, Drew Kelly, Shane Cummins, all those guys have knee injuries right now, and so trying to get them lined up and get surgeries, and so we can get them back as fast as possible. But those are our 3 injuries. Of course, we've been praying for them. Hopefully they have a speedy recovery. But other than that, man, overall the team, some bumps and bruises, but we're ready to go.
All right. Thank you for watching the Rock Report Week 4. Back to you, Penny and Dylan.
Welcome to our weekly conference.
Now for Magnolia, last week in their game versus Texarkana, senior quarterback William Dunbar passed for 235 yards. We saw a lot of deep passes, with the receiving yards average being 16.8 yards per catch. The longest catch was 53 yards by junior DeAndre Burnell, who also caught the Panthers' only receiving touchdown.
Defensively, the Panthers had 1 sack and 2 interceptions by DeAndre Burnell and Rodney Kidney. Now to check in with the rest of the conference with Matthew Miller and Ryan Ballard.
Welcome to our weekly conference report. I'm Ryan Ballard.
And I'm Matthew Miller.
To start off the week, we have your Lakeside Rams with a 2-1 record, making it 3-1 with a win over Camden Fairview. Player of the game, Wally Walcott.
Amazing.
With 4 touchdowns, 253 passing yards. Heck of a game.
And of course, the defending state champions, the Parkview Patriots, with another pummeling victory this week against the Hot Springs Trojans. After a close matchup at the start of the game, Monterio Ellison, the Kansas State commit, 70-yard touchdown run against the Trojans. Right after, Marion Robinson then picked up his 3rd touchdown of the game, ending the game with a 52-14 victory for the Patriots.
Absolutely a big game. I think we had a few friends watch that game, Matt.
I was there personally, Ballard.
Great game. Wonderful
Absolutely.
Game. Next up, we have DeQueen, who went into Hope on Friday with 2 consecutive wins, looking to get a 3rd, in which they did, with a score of 29-12. For the Leopards, this counts as revenge for the 49-7 loss last year. Big comeback this year.
Absolutely, Ballard. The Texarkana Razorbacks take a trip down to Magnolia, looking to spoil their homecoming game. After a close matchup the whole game, Magnolia is able to capitalize off Texarkana's mistakes and take the victory 27-20. Panthers.
And that'll conclude our weekly conference report. I'm Ryan Ballard.
And I'm Matthew Miller.
We'll see you next week. God bless.
And go Rams.
Welcome back, and Lakeside had a little bit of a tough schedule coming in before, or a tough away schedule before this week. Camden and Robinson, 2 of the best teams in 5A, had to go back-to-back with a bye week in between, and they ended up playing really, really well against Camden. Offense looked spectacular, especially Wally Walcott. And Robinson was a little bit of a slow start, but they held their own against one of the top teams in this conference, and in this class 5A. And as it looks down the road, the Parkview game is of course circled. Of course, you can't take any team lightly, but that's the big game to try and see if they can win this conference or not.
And of course, you have to look at Hot Springs too. But Hot Springs played Parkview last week, and Parkview absolutely killed Hot Springs. It was not a close game. I can't remember the exact score, but it was very far apart. And, I think that's going to be something that Lakeside wants to keep an eye on, knowing that they can probably beat Hot Springs, but keeping their eyes on Parkview all the same.
Yeah, and I mean, Parkview is the big threat. They've got a lot of great players. But if you're looking, I mean, the Queen is 3-1. It's got a little bit of error on the schedule. We play Texarkana next week, and then the Queen will follow after Hope. And so again, the Queen 3-1, Magnolia 3-1, and Hope has looked pretty good out of the gate as well. And so I mean, outside of Parkview, everybody else here is great competition, and there's a lot to look forward to in talent from every side that we're going to see going forward, and there's a lot to look forward to in gameplay as well.
Right. And as far as tonight, we may not see the high-scoring games that we've been getting out of our Rams the last couple of weeks. This will probably be a close game, but also I think that we could easily see someone break out ahead. So it'll just be interesting to see how this game comes in out of the gate.
Yeah, for sure. Lakeside looked really good on offense last week. Ullman doing his thing with another 2 touchdowns. Wally had an amazing game through the air. And, I mean, everything came together last week. And as you're seeing his season stats this year, he's got 73 attempts for 796 yards, which gives him 199 yards per game. Looking great so far this season. And here come the Rams.
The energy is clear here in Chick Austin Field tonight. The homestands are packed, and the Rams are excited to get this game started.
Yeah, and you're gonna look towards the rushing attack for both teams. I mean, Grady Ullman has been unbelievable this season. He leads 5A in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns, along with total points and total touchdowns. He's been a unit, and he's been unbelievable so far. I just can't say it enough.
And, coming into this season, we thought Grady was going to be those players who was going to play a lot on both sides of the ball. But because of his outstanding performances on offense, we have not really seen Grady touch the field on many defensive plays. And I think the one that we did, notably, he had that interception in the Lake Hamilton game. So,
Yeah, and I mean, as Grady goes out of that role of linebacker, you see Cannon Martin, who's been outstanding this season, step in. He's got 27 total tackles with 3 sacks. His 3 sacks is tied for the lead in the class of 5A.
Yeah, and you're going to see there tied with Cannon Martin as a player from Hope, who we have to play in a few weeks. So I think, we got to see Lakeside players starting to break out of some of these ties, especially heading into some of the other teams they have to play in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to be very interesting. And, of course, after this kickoff, you will see Cannon Martin in the Lakeside defense to start, as Magnolia will have the ball. The ball's going to bounce forward. He's going to take it out of the end zone. Making a good return, makes a man miss, and will be down to what looks like the 24 for Magnolia's first possession of this game.
Not terrible field position, but it's definitely a long field, especially with that Lakeside defense breathing down your throat.
And the big player to look for is Jamion Young, who's their star running back. He's been unbelievable this season, and you're just going to have to look to see him. He's number 2. Here we go, Magnolia at the 24-yard line to start the game on offense. It's going to be a handoff to Young. Tries to make a man miss. He will. He will get a good, solid gain of what looks to be about 6 to the 30. It'll be second. Actually, it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 29 for Magnolia.
We did see Magnolia struggle with their rushing attack a little last week against Texarkana. They only had one rushing touchdown, and they did not have very many yards. So I think that we might be looking to see them bounce back on that rushing attack this game.
Here we go. It's going to be a snap, and it'll be a play-action pass. Has him wide open. He's trying to make a man miss. He will not. Swallowed by the Lakeside defense. It is going to be a 3rd down and what looks to be a nice 2 yards for Magnolia. 3rd and 2. Magnolia's going to have it on their own 32. 3rd and 2 for them. Lakeside defense looking to hold them on the first drive of the game. Handoff off the middle. Young will be swallowed up. Great job by that Lakeside defense. And that will be number 45, Walker DeLong.
Like I said, it's hard to have that long of a field when you've got this Lakeside defense right in front of you. And I think that they saw that just now. They tried to get the run game going, but it just would not work with these Lakeside players.
Well, here comes Magnolia to punt.
Folks, you are going to see some punts tonight. We know the last time we were at home, we did not see very many punts from the opposing team, but that is not the norm, and that is not something we'll see Magnolia do.
That punt is going to go out of bounds. It'll be a little short, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. That what looks to be their own 42-yard line.
Definitely not the punt Magnolia would have hoped for. It does shorten the field a little bit for the Rams, but I still think that we're going to see what this Magnolia defense can do.
Well, it's super exciting after his big performance last week. Now you've got Wally Walcott coming back out.
All right, we're going to try and take a look at that last tackle.
They were trying to get a little bit of a counter going, and DeLong saw it coming, and there was no room to run.
Yeah, he was absolutely not getting past Walker DeLong on that play.
As play starts up again, it'll be a 3-yard run for Grady Yeoman. Good, hard physical run by Omen to get those 3 yards. Walcott in the shotgun again. He'll drop back. He's looking on the outside. He's got a man. Ben Vincent is caught. He's got room to run. Makes the man miss, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Lakeside. Wally Walcott starts it up again.
Walcott aired it out to the sideline, and Vincent got open, and then he had to cut back in to get past the defender and into the middle of the end zone. I think looking back to the Robinson loss, we saw a lot of drop passes and a lot of missed opportunities, and I think that the Rams have noticed that that's something that they cannot let happen, and coming into this week and last week, they've made things happen.
And wow, what a difference it has been in the passing attack last game and at the start of this game. I mean, Lakeside has done their job in practice, and it's showing out on the field. Here is the kick. It is up, and it is good. Luke Viscardis.
So early in the game, we're going to see a 7-0 lead Lakeside.
What a great start for Lakeside. It's against a conference opponent. You're second of the season. You're at home trying to get the crowd even more involved than they already were. And they strike first.
Yeah, I think if you're Lakeside, you could not have drawn that first drive up better.
For sure, and you get ball at half. So, I mean, just looking down the road from here, I mean, I know it's just the first quarter, and we're only 6 minutes in. I mean, no, not 6. 3 minutes into the game. I mean, but Lakeside just looks great to start. And when you have that advantage of getting the ball at halftime, man, a lot of points can be scored, and a big lead can be applied going in out of the half.
Right. Coming out against a conference opponent, you want to get started quickly, and that's just what the Rams have done here.
Squares out there to kick again. Here's the kick, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Folks, we are having a little bit of trouble with our scoreboard, but we will just try to keep you updated as much as we can. It is 7-0 with 8 minutes and 58 seconds left to play in the first quarter, and it is 1st and 10 Magnolia.
With the penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
While the teams get set back up, we're going to take a look at that Vincent touchdown.
Well, good play by Wally. Dropping back, it was a beautiful throw, but the route was even better. I mean, it was just a great route. Started going inside on a post. He cut outside, and he was wide open. Great way to make a man miss, and a big touchdown for Lakeside to start it off.
Right. I think when you see Vincent cut back inside, that's just, that's how it was drawn up, and that's what he knew he had to do, and it's just an incredible play.
It's going to be handoff to Young on the outside. He's got nowhere to go. He'll end up fighting forward for gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 from their own 37.
And the clock is still running. We're looking at 8 minutes and 40 seconds.
We hand off to Young once again. He's going to cut back. He's got some space. He's got a first down and more into Lakeside territory.
The Panthers are really not giving up on their rushing offense here. They want to see what they can get going. Even though it didn't go so great on the first drive, they're going to keep working on it.
Well, they will have the ball for a 1st and 10 from the Lakeside 49.
We are now at 8 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the first.
Be a handoff back to Young. He'll cut inside. He will not have a ton of room. He'll get a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8. Look like a replica of the last downs.
I think if you're Lakeside, you've got to start watching for a throw here. The Panthers are trying to run so that everyone stacks the box and there's more room out in the open to get a big air play in. And I think the Rams have to be ready for that.
Here we go. A little bit of motion. They're a little bit behind on the play clock so far. That's going to be a throw over the middle, caught. And it'll be 3rd and 2 for Magnolia.
Just like I said, Magnolia was trying to open the field up so they could get something done in the air, and that's just what they tried to do there. And while they did not quite get the first down, it still was quite a large gain. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
They're looking to try and get Lakeside to jump, but they will hand it off to Young once again. He will be what looks to be short of the line to gain. It's going to be 4th and inches for the Panthers.
I think that's one of those plays that the refs just had to pay really close attention, and as far as they were aware, he did not get the yards he needed, and,
4th and what looks to be half a yard from the Lakeside 41 half or 40 and a half yard line. They might go to Young here. Probably will. It's going to be a rollout pass. He's got a man open, and it is picked off.
Lakeside has had a lot of interceptions this year. That is going to be Chris Ford coming out there, who had 2 on the season. That will be his 3rd. Lakeside has had a ton of interceptions this year, and it's helped them so much. And it's important to note that Magnolia also turned the ball over 2 times last week. So this is not a turnover immune offense. And I think the Rams have to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and it was well defended by Chris Ford. I mean, he read that all the way through. What a play.
And he really had to dive for that ball, but he was able to get in there and get it done.
It's going to be a handoff to Grady Ullman on the right side. He's going to get some yards down to what looks to be Lakeside's 44-yard line. It's going to be a 5-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Rams. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Lakeside from their own 44-yard line. There is 5 minutes and 50 seconds and counting on the clock. It is 7-0 Lakeside. Lakeside getting on the ball. Walcott fakes the pitch. He's got a man down the sideline, and that ball is going to be incomplete. He was not able to get his feet in bounds, but it was well read by Magnolia's number 6, Braden Purifoy.
So while the Panthers did give up 2 turnovers last week, they also took the ball away 2 times. So as much as their offense might turn the ball over, you've got to be watching for their defense to take it right back.
Walcott has been significantly good at not turning the ball over this game. This season. He's been very good at that. He'll drop back. He's going to be looking left. He throws over the middle, just overthrew Vincent. It's going to be 4th and 5 for the Rams as they bring out their punt unit.
I think if you're the Rams, you still have to get Grady involved. Even if the pass did work on that first drive, you have Grady Omen, and you're going to have to use him.
Well, here comes the punt unit on this 4th and 5. Number 16, Antonio Brooks, who has been all over the field in the pass game so far with his 2 catches. There's going to be a timeout by Magnolia. They were trying to get the late substitution in. We're afraid that Lakeside was going to snap it and get the 5 yards.
Dylan is exactly right. There was a player still running off the field right as that whistle was blown. So I think Magnolia had to give up that timeout, which will leave them with 2 left for the half. 7-0 Lakeside with 5:19 left to play in the first quarter. It is 4th and 5, and we are expecting a Lakeside punt.
Well, now Lakeside's offense has run onto the field for this 4th and 5 opportunity.
That's interesting. They must have taken that timeout and thought about it and thought, you know what, we can get these 5 yards.
Well, the defense has been stellar today. I think so too. Well, it looks like by this formation, it's going to be a quarterback punt. Walcott will boot it, and it'll take a nice Lakeside bounce out at the Magnolia 27, which is where they will start their drive.
I think Lakeside was trying to trick Magnolia, and it must have worked because they certainly tricked us. It is 5:13 left to play. It will be 1st and 10 for Magnolia. And as I said, Magnolia has 2 timeouts left, and Lakeside has 3.
Some last-second adjustments from the coach to his quarterback, Titus Nelson. He'll drop back. He's looking for a man who trips up, and it'll be incomplete, overthrown.
Chris Ford wanted another one there, but he just couldn't get his hands around it.
Yeah, Chris was definitely looking for pick number 2 on the day. He's been outstanding so far from his safety position.
Chris Ford is a junior, and I think that he is a player that we are going to see make a lot of impact on this team, not just this year, but next year as well.
Very excited to have him for another year after this one. It's going to be a handoff and nowhere to go. Lakeside's defense is all over that. Number 36, Douglas, and Walker DeLong all over it.
It is 3rd down and 10 for Magnolia, which is not a great place to be while you're still deep into your own territory.
Well, looking at the start so far, Young has had 90 carries for 564 yards this season. So, he's a threat. And Lakeside has done really well so far in the run game. Nelson rolling out. He's looking at the sideline. He will throw it away and incomplete. It'll be a 4th down for Magnolia.
It's actually going to be 4th down and 13. So the Panthers lost yards on that drive, and were not able to come up with anything to combat that. So at 4:22 left to play in the quarter, it will be 7-0 Lakeside, and I expect that we will see another punt here, and Lakeside will get the ball back on the offense.
So far, first drive 3 and out, second drive interception on 4th down, and then another 3 and out forced by the Lakeside defense. What a start for Lakeside. Here's the punt. It is a better one than last time, and that ball is going to take a nice Magnolia bounce into... Oh, is it going to roll more? Down to the 19-yard line for Lakeside. What a punt by the Magnolia punter.
Lakeside's offense will take the field here. I just think that on this drive, you have to get Grady back involved. You obviously want to have the pass game as well, but it's like I was talking about with Magnolia earlier. If you really run the ball at them, then they're gonna stack the box to keep Grady out, and then you'll have more room. It'll open everything else up for bigger passes.
We're going to do exactly that. Hand off to Grady Omen up the middle. Good run by Grady. He'll get 6 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 4 for the Rams.
The other thing to note is that you're not just using Grady to open the field back up. He's still Grady Omen, and he's still going to get you good yards.
Grady has been unbelievable. They have some good defensive tackles on that Magnolia front. Maybe getting him to the outside like he did a lot against Lake Hamilton would be a good call here. And they've got Magnolia to jump. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty and a free 1st down for the Rams.
I think it's also important to note that any running back is only as good as their offensive line, and Grady has a good one in front of him that is providing more space for him to run.
Yeah, that is headlined by 2026 Arkansas commit Tucker Young. It's going to be hand off to Grady. He's going to try and cut back inside. Will fall forward for yard. Looks like it'll be just a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Rams.
Folks, if you're noticing a lot of pink on the field tonight is the Pink Out for Breast Cancer Awareness game for Lakeside. And Lakeside every year does an excellent job of showing support, and it's no different this year. Every player has got a pink towel, and a lot of them are wearing pink socks as well.
Well, here's the plays. Wally's looking deep. Oh. Ryan Ballard could not haul it in. Great coverage by Magnolia. It'll be incomplete and 3rd and 9 for the Rams.
It is still 7-0 Rams with 2:34 left to play in the first quarter. This is a 3rd and 9. Magnolia still has 2 timeouts, and Lakeside still has 3.
Lakeside was trying to get a play, and they took a little bit too long, and it's going to be a timeout for Lakeside on this big 3rd and 9.
So now it will be 2 timeouts for Lakeside and 2 for Magnolia. We are going to take a quick break and hear from our sponsors over at Rockstar Wellness Clinic, Relyance Bank, and National Park College.
Rockstar Wellness Clinic is a game changer in medical aesthetics. Our services include vitamin injections, body tightening treatments, Jeuveau and Botox, and TED hair regrowth. We're the leading provider in Arkansas for weight loss injections, semaglutide and tirzepatide. We have a prescriber on site for telehealth and IV hydration appointments. Treat yourself like a rock star. Find us on our website or at our new location, 2815 Malvern Avenue.
There's a place for you at National Park College. NPC understands that one size doesn't fit all, and everyone deserves an opportunity to find their place. Flexible class options, in-person and online, help you set the schedule you need at about half the cost of the average Arkansas university. National Park College offers a supportive college experience, close to home at about half the cost. Schedule a tour or apply today. Learn more at np.edu.
Go. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for Lakeside. Walcott drops back, looks over the middle, and just through the hands of Ballard.
You know, Ballard was one player that we saw shine through in the Robinson game when the Rams offense was struggling. He was able to haul in, well, it was 2 touchdowns, but one of them did get called back for a penalty. So he scored once, but he found the end zone twice. And this is going to be a punt for Lakeside, it appears.
Well, this time it is 4th and 9, and not in a spot you want your quarterback punting. You want an experienced or a very experienced punter. So they're going to bring out Britton Diaz to take the punt for Lakeside.
Diaz, who has also been a part of Lakeside's dominant running game, he scored a touchdown last week versus Camden.
It's a good punt, and that's going to take a nice Lakeside bounce into the hands of the punt returner, and he'll be swung down by number 3, Zach Haywood, the senior.
Yeah, the Magnolia returner thought he was going to have some room to get open there, and he was sorely mistaken. Folks, it is 2:20 left to play in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for Magnolia, 7-0 Lakesides with 2 timeouts apiece.
Looks like Magnolia will start with the ball on the 21 for 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff to Young. He'll fight forward for a good 2 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Panthers.
Clock still running, looking at about 2:05.
Magnolia getting their play call in.
I think if you're Magnolia, you've got to switch it up a little bit. You know, you haven't really had any success. I don't think any first downs. So you got to try something.
And Young to the outside, wrapped up immediately by Joe Newman, the star safety.
I think we have to say it every game. If you get hit by Joseph Newman, you're going to feel it tomorrow.
It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Panthers.
And we are ticking down to just over 1 minute left in the first quarter.
Young's your big asset, but now it's 3rd and 8 in a pass situation. How are they going to use them? It's going to be a throw deep and caught.
Haywood seems to think he was out of bounds. Do
Wow.
not think the referees agree, and it is going to be a Magnolia first down.
What a ball by Nelson to his receiver, Ahmed Davis. That was a great throw and a great catch to give Magnolia the first down. Here's the replay of the throw. What a great ball and what a great catch. I mean, just good job by Magnolia as they run for a first down. It's going to be Young up the middle. It's going to be now 1st and 10 from Lakeside's 39. They're running tempo here.
Yeah, because it will be, we're coming up on 40 seconds in the first quarter.
It's going to be handoff to Young up the middle once again. He's got some good yardage for Magnolia. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. It looks like they're going to try and get a play in before this clock runs out on the first quarter.
20 seconds.
Down to 21 seconds. There's going to be a timeout on Lakeside, their second of the half.
That will be a Relyance Bank timeout. We would like to once again thank our sponsors for all they do for us. This truly would not have been possible without any of them.
And
we are going to take a quick ad break and come back when the timeout is over with 21 seconds left to play in the first
Rockstar
quarter.
Wellness Clinic is a game changer in medical aesthetics. Our services include vitamin injections, body tightening treatments, Jeuveau and Botox, and TED hair regrowth. We're the leading provider in Arkansas for weight loss injections, semaglutide and tirzepatide. We have a prescriber on site for telehealth and IV hydration appointments. Treat yourself like a rock star. Find us on our website or at our new location, 2815 Malvern Avenue.
welcome back from the break. It is 2nd and 5 for Magnolia. Hand off to Young. He will have good yardage for Magnolia, but it's going to be only a, what looks to be 1.5 yard gain. And it'll be 3rd and looks to be 4.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. It is 7-0 Lakeside with each time. The Rams have 1 timeout and the Panthers will have 2 timeouts. And coming out of the break for the quarter, we are looking at, I think, a 3rd and 3. We are going to take a look at Ryan Ballard here. As I said, he was one of the players who managed to get going, and Robinson had a touchdown last week. Obviously, we did not see as much of him early in the season, but that can be attributed to the fact that Grady Oman had 4 and 5 touchdowns in back-to-back weeks.
And looking at his statistics, those 391 yards will be in there for 2nd in 5A, as well as his 3 touchdowns are tied with a good amount of people for 2nd in 5A as well. Ballard has been one of the top receivers in this class and will continue to be that way for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and as always, when we're looking at these graphics, we want to thank the photographers who have let us use their pictures on the year, and that would be Mandy Ballard Photography and Shots by Isaac. We are now going to take a look at Ben Vincent.
Vincent's 228 yards have been huge for Lakeside so far this season. And we are back from the quarter end, and that's going to be knocked away by number 56, Miles Macon off the line. It's gonna be a 4th and 3.
So even though Magnolia was able to get a little further down the field this time, still a similar story, still not very much production.
It's gonna be 4th and 3 for the Panthers. Looks like they will be going for it.
As I said, we were looking at a lower scoring game here, and it is still 7-0 Rams.
It's going to be a throw over the side, and it's knocked away by Chris Ford once again.
Chris Ford is making his presence known in this game. That is an interception, and he has just batted the pass away. You know, Chris Ford was not going to come into this game and not make some noise.
You want to know what you love about Coach Rock is as soon as Chris Ford got onto the sideline, he went over and celebrated with his players. That's what you love to see in a coach, and that's exactly what Coach Rock is for this team. It is going to be 1st and 10 for the Rams.
First and 10 with 11:55 in the second quarter. 7-0 Lakeside, 1 timeout Rams, 2 timeouts Panthers.
Here we go. Walcott drops back. He's looking for a man over the middle. Has to try and make some space running, and he will be brought down for a sack.
Something we have not seen Wally Walcott do a lot this year is use his legs. We know he can do it, but there hasn't really been the opportunities, and he hasn't really been able to find that space.
It's going to be 2nd and 12 for Lakeside after that sack. If I'm Lakeside, I'm going to try and get Grady because he's known for those big runs, and even if he doesn't get his big runs, he'll probably get 3 yards. So here's the handoff to Grady, and it's well defended. Wow. Great job by that Magnolia defense to stop Grady in his tracks. It'll be a loss of what looks to be 2, and it's going to be 3rd and 14, must pass for the Rams. It took an army to take him down, and he still stayed up. I mean, that he has so much strength in the shoulders, and it's very hard to take Grady to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Lakeside has done a lot of, those kind of stops. They have not seen as many of those kind of stops. So looking at a 3rd and 14, it's going to be interesting to see what the Rams can do here.
It's going to be a rollout pass for Wally. He's going to throw it to the backside. He's got Luke Robleski, and he's got nowhere to go. He's still fighting, but he will not get enough yardage for what he even looks to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and 14 for the Rams.
Not the drive the Rams were looking for right there, but, I think you've still got a lot of time left to play, and you do still have 7 unanswered points on the board. So, we'll see what the Panthers can do here. And, folks, there is our scoreboard. You can see it is 4th and 14 Rams with 10:17 left to play in the second quarter.
Here's the punt. Oh, almost blocked. It's going to be a long, high punt. It's going to take a nice Lakeside bounce. It's going to roll to what looks to be the Magnolia 23. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from there for the Panthers.
Will the Panthers be able to put some points on the board here? We'll just have to see. It is going to be 1st and 10 Magnolia with 10:06 left to play. 7-0 Lakeside.
There's a little difference in the defensive line this time around from the last time you watched us. Jonathan Rainey suffered a injury against Robinson, and he did not play last week, and he's playing limited snaps this week. That gives Walker DeLong the spot, and he's been outstanding so far. Here's a handoff to the outside, and it'll be tackled by Douglas, and it looks to what looks to be a face mask or a horse collar. We'll see what they end up tacking on.
Yeah, Walker DeLong was another one of those seniors who had not been on the football team most of his high school career, but he came back, and, we haven't seen him play much, but obviously with this injury, and, you've got that next man up, and here is Walker DeLong, and he is playing a fairly good game tonight.
It looks like they're going to be calling face masks. It'll be 15 yards. Or 5. It's going to be 1st and 5 for Magnolia.
Yeah, with 9:53 left in the second quarter.
Well, 1st and 5 from their own 28. It's going to be a throw to Young. Young finds some space, and he'll have a first down and more for the Panthers. And there's going to be a flag thrown after the play. They might tack on another 15 for an unnecessary roughness late hit on Haywood.
Early in the game, I said that the Panthers were going to try and get their running back going, and I think that as we're getting further into the game, we are starting to see Young take some yards. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets the penalty here, and it looks like he will. For the Rams, you have got to avoid those penalties. If you're, in a low-scoring game like this, you cannot just be giving your opponent all those yards and making it that much easier for them. That will make it a 1st and 10 on the Magnolia 47. So they're still in their own territory, but, fairly close to getting back into Lakeside's territory now.
And play will resume after the 15-yard penalty. Motion. Snap, hand off to the backup back. He will get to he'll get a 1-yard gain up to the 46. Moore with the carry. It's going to be 2nd and 9 for Magnolia. And he looks over the middle. That ball was low and incomplete. Took a nice hit from Newman in the process of throwing that ball.
It does not look like Young is back on the field currently. So I think that the Panthers are trying to get some of their other playmakers involved, hoping to get a receiving attack going here.
It's going to be a quarterback draw up the middle. He's going to get some yardage, but not near enough for a 1st down. It's going to be 4th and 3 for the Panthers.
I almost feel like if you're the Panthers, you have to consider going for this. You're still sitting scoreless with 8:40-ish left in the second quarter. You might as well go for it here. You're in Lakeside's territory, so you might as well try it, and that's just what they're going to do.
It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and it looks like he's got nowhere to go. Won't even get past the line of scrimmage, and Lakeside's defense gets another stop.
Like I said, Lakeside gets a lot of those big stops. They are not used to being stopped like that. It's interesting that Young did not finish out that drive, and I think that if that is something that continues throughout the game, we will see Magnolia struggle a little bit more.
Well, it might have been caused by the late hit that tacked on that 15-yard penalty earlier. I do not see much of Young on the sidelines. So it's something to watch out for throughout the rest of this game. It's going to be 1st and 10 from Lakeside's 40 for the Rams. Lakeside's defense has been stellar tonight. Let's see if the offense can get another 7. That pass will be to his favorite target, Ryan Ballard, for what looks to be 1st down if they give him the forward progress. It does look like they will, and it's going to be we're looking to see what the ref will call. And it looks like they're going to have it. Well, now they're going to talk about it. Looks like the ball is a tad bit short of the line of gain. But the refs will call it a 1st down. It's a weird angle up here from where we are sitting, so I wasn't really sure. It does look like the ball kind of crossed that 50-yard line. So it will be a 1st and 10 at the 50 for the Rams. Hand off to Grady up the middle. He's got a hole. He's got some room. Grady Oman, give him another one.
Grady Oman has not been easy to stop this year. I think he's the only Ram who has not gone a single game without a touchdown, and he was not going to break that streak now. The Rams needed to come away with that drive with some points. it was getting to be a little third and out. And so they gave it to the guy who they knew could do it best, and that's Grady Oman.
That is Grady Oman's 13th rushing touchdown of the season, which is the Class 5A lead. What a run by Grady.
It's going to be the extra point here.
Scarter's kick is up, and it is good. 14-0 Lakeside.
If you look at the bottom of your scene, you can see Coach Rock, and I think he appears to have been upset about something on the kick. Having a small conversation with the ref here.
It looks like he was pointing over towards Magnolia's sideline, so it might have been talking about maybe the late hit on Magnolia's last possession, or that's probably what he might be looking for, but now he's pointing to a different spot, so I'm not really sure what Coach Rock is looking at.
Let's take another look at Grady Oman and his 13th touchdown of the season.
Well, it's great blocking by that offensive line, and he just burst through the hole, and there's no stopping him once he gets that head of steam coming out. I mean, he's so good at breaking through the line, and as soon as he gets through, he is gone. He's got great acceleration, and there is no stopping him once he gets past those linebackers.
Yeah, on that play, it really did look like he was running like he was angry at the ground.
It's going to be a little bit of a squib kick. He's going to find some room on the outside, but it'll be tackled a little bit before the 35. It looks like he'll be at the 34, but there is a flag on the field. It's going to be a holding on Magnolia. It's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which looks like it is at the 35, so it looks like Magnolia will start at their own 25-yard line.
I think if you're Magnolia, you're looking to get something started here. It does look like Young has retaken the field. That number 2 that we can see. Maybe with him back on the field, we can see a little more action from this Magnolia offense, who is now 14-0 with 7:35 left to go in the quarter.
Magnolia has 2 backs in the backfield. Now motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Young, and he's got nowhere to go. He'll fall forward for what looks to be a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Magnolia has once again been taken backwards. It's going to be a 2nd and 11.
It's an interesting formation Magnolia has not used yet this game. They've got the 2 backs in the backfield. Young in motion. They're going to look over the middle. They've got a man wide open, and it is caught for a first down and more. That is Nicholas O'Gwin.
It looks like the Lakeside defender just got caught a little bit behind there, and once he got the ball, he was able to speed up and tackle him, so it was not a touchdown, but, you've got to be watching closer and not letting this team get those big gains.
Well, it's going to be 1st and 10 from Lakeside's 40 for Magnolia. The 2 backs are now in different positions here. They have Brown rolling to the outside. It'll be a handoff to Young up the middle. He looked to not have any space. Then he found some and was able to fall forward for a 4-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Panthers.
I think out of both of these running backs, these star running backs tonight, we have seen a lot of just taking the defenders with them. It's not been easy to tackle either of these guys, and I think both defenses are realizing that.
Well, here we go. It's going to be 2nd and 5. They have the 2 backs in the backfield once again. Or 2nd and 6, sorry. It's going to be a handoff to Young. He's got some space, and he will score for Magnolia.
Yeah, Young found that space up the middle, and there was no stopping him. He was pretty much on his own. There was only Green in front of him, and the Lakeside defense clearly had a hole in it, and Young clearly found it and just ran as fast as he could for the end zone.
Magnolia's first points of the day.
So it is now 14-6 Lakeside.
And the kick is up, and it is good. It'll be Braden Sanchez with the kick, and it'll be 14-7 Lakeside. Sorry, I meant to talk. They're kicking. Kick is up, and it'll be caught. And here comes Lakeside, trying to make a return out of this. Bounces off a few defenders and will be tackled back at what looks to be the Lakeside 23. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rams.
Lakeside is going to look to get another score here, but it is 5:43 left in the second half, and they do get the ball after the half, so they're also probably just looking to get some time off the clock here and hopefully end it with a score, but if they don't, they get the ball right back after the half.
Here comes Wally to join the huddle after some coaching adjustments.
Will we see another big pass play, or will we see Grady Oman find some more space here?
I think they're going to try it with Grady here. Oh, they're going to run play action. Throw to Vincent. Vincent cuts inside. He will have room. And he will fall forward for a what looks to be 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3.
We are going to go back and look at that Magnolia touchdown, see how Young found that room.
I mean, it was great blocking by number 79 on the offensive line, giving him that space, and there was no stopping him once he got through. Touchdown, Magnolia.
And it was actually a direct snap to the running back, but the quarterback faked as if he was going to take it, just to confuse the defense a little here.
Grady getting to the outside, has some space, and we'll get a 1st down and more to what looks to be the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for Lakeside. There is a flag on the field. 42 rather, is where he was stopped, but it's going to be a flag. And the Lakeside offense is walking back. We're seeing what the penalty will be.
Looks like there's a little bit of discussion going on with the refs. Magnolia is still backed up, but Lakeside has taken it back, and it looks like Magnolia will join them. And whatever the penalty was, it is going to take Lakeside back.
Looks like it will be... I don't know where the spotting was, but it's probably a 10-yard penalty. Didn't see the notation of what it was. But it will be 10 yards. And Lakeside will have to operate at a 1st and 10 after the 1st down.
It is 4:45 left to play in the second quarter. 1st and 10 Lakeside at the 27.
Omen up the middle. Has some room. It'll be what looks to be a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Rams. So that penalty happened after the play, which is why Lakeside had 1st and 10 right there. And that'll be 2nd and 5.
That's a good run by Grady. You know, coming out of a penalty like that, you want to get as close back to the first down marker as you can, and taking 5 yards out, that's a big chunk.
Walcott to Britton Diaz, his first carry of the night, and he carries a few defenders. And he will be down at what looks to be the 36. And it'll be a 3rd and 1. Britton will stay in on this play. It's going to be 3rd and short for the Rams.
The thing about this is that, as Grady Oman has obviously had an incredible season, but Britton Diaz has been having his name heard as well. I think it's important for Lakeside. They have 2 running backs that they can rely on, and you're actually going to see both of them on the field here with Wally Walcott right now.
It's going to be a handoff to Diaz. He finds some space through the middle, and it'll be a 1st down and more for the Rams.
It looked to me like maybe the Panthers got Diaz a little around his neck there, but he, again, when you have 2 running backs that can both find space in plays like that, they don't know which one to defend, and that's how Britton was able to find room.
Great blocks helping out with that as well. It was just all around a great play by the Rams, and it will be 1st and 10 from the Magnolia 46.
Rams are taking quite a bit of time off the clock here. Like I said, they get the ball back after the half, so they can score on back-to-back drives.
It's a handoff to Grady Oman carrying the defenders down to what looks to be a 3 or 4 yard gain. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Rams.
Going to take another look at that play where Britton found space up the middle.
Great blocking and just amazing space through the middle, and Britton found it for a 1st down. For the Rams, it's now 2nd and 7. Drops back, Wally just in front of Ballard.
Ballard didn't like it. He's talking to the ref about something, but he's going to move back to the huddle and talk to his quarterback and see what's going on.
Now going to be 3rd and 7 for the Rams from the 43 of Magnolia.
We've got Ballard, Vincent, and A.J. Burns all the way at the top of your screen. And there's Grady.
Handoff to Oman in the outside, finding some space, running through tacklers down to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for Lakeside.
Grady is not afraid to be taking the Panthers with him. I think we've seen that a lot tonight. He's just getting there little by little, and it's now, the Rams are in a good field position, especially with just 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the half.
Lakeside with a slow, methodic drive. Now with 1 minute and 30 to go. Walcott, handoff to Ullman up the middle. Won't find much room. He's going to get a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Rams. Clock is ticking. They have only 1 timeout. I've seen Viscardis' leg. He's not amazingly accurate, but his leg does have this distance in him. It's going to be a drop back for Walcott. He gets some space around. He's going to throw it into the end zone. Touchdown, Lakeside. A.J. Burns.
We have not heard a lot out of A.J. Burns the last 2 weeks. There was some questions of where he had been, but he wanted to answer those questions by saying he was right there, and he was right there for that touchdown.
What a throw by Wally. Way to find it, too. He got some pressure and was able to throw it to the right and find AJ for a touchdown. Biscardis' extra point is up, and it is good. 21-7, Lakeside.
With just 51 seconds left in the half, Magnolia has 2 touchdowns, and we're going to see if they can get something done on offense here, or if they're just going to run the ball and try and get back to the locker room. I think since Lakeside has the ball coming into the second half, if you're Magnolia, you want to score, but it's just a question of if it's realistic with just 51 seconds on the clock. Let's see that AJ Burns touchdown again. Believe this is his first on the season.
It is indeed his first. Walcott was able to get out of the pocket. Good pocket awareness and throws a dart to AJ Burns for his first touchdown of the season. And the junior connection works here.
And AJ Burns did not have an easy time getting to that ball, but he was able to just get in the right spot and do what he had to do to catch that ball and put extra points on the board and make it now 21-7 Lakeside.
Here we go. Here's the kick from Biscardis. It's going to be inside the 5. They're going to return it here. It's going to be Young. He's going to find some space. Cut inside. He's got a lot of room. Young going all the way to the Magnolia 44. What a return.
And he made it to the sideline, which I think for Magnolia in this drive is important if they want to come out. If they want to go into the half only down by 1 score, they're going to have to find the sideline to help them stop the clock because they only have 2 timeouts.
The sideline along with the 2 timeouts is going to help big time for Magnolia to try and put some points up on the board to be only down 7 going into halftime, which is really good because then Lakeside can come out of halftime only with the chance to get a 14-point lead instead of a 21-point lead, which helps Magnolia big time. He drops the snap. Whoa, boy.
As I said, Magnolia had multiple turnovers last week, and, this is something that they've got to watch for, especially now in a 14-point game. You do not want to be giving Lakeside the ball any more than you have to.
Well, on that play, there is an injured player on the field, and we will see you guys after this short break.
We are going to hear from our sponsors again here with a quick commercial break.
There's a place for you at National Park College. NPC understands that one size doesn't fit all, and everyone deserves an opportunity to find their place. Flexible class options, in person and online, help you set the schedule you need at about half the cost of the average Arkansas university. National Park College offers a supportive college experience, close to home at about half the cost. Schedule a tour or apply today. Learn more at np.edu.
Whoever you rally or root for, Relyance Bank is your biggest fan. Our customers always take the center spot with easy online and mobile banking. No lines, no waiting, and no second-place customers. When the rules changed, we changed our game with more ways than ever to access your account.
We are just getting out of the break. It's going to be a first down for Magnolia. He will stay in bounds after the tackle from Luke Wrobleski, and it'll be a timeout for Magnolia. Good job by Luke to keep him in bounds and make Magnolia waste a timeout.
This is going to be a Relyance Bank timeout. This will be the 4th one of the half. Each team will have just 1 left now. And, but with 13 seconds left to play, I don't know how many you really need.
Well, if I'm Magnolia here, you're going to try and get it within that 40, 35-yard range to try and make it a reasonable throw for a Hail Mary, especially with the amount of time left. Any throw works because you have your timeout.
Yeah, it is not as important to find the sideline because even if you cut this clock in half, you're going to have time for one more play.
Magnolia, this is a big possession. Even a field goal would look good. We have not seen much from their kicker tonight, so I'm not very sure how far his kicks travel. If they get into if they get to the 35, we will see what they end up trying.
I mean, and to a certain degree, with this little time left on the clock, you might as well let your kicker try it. You never know what might happen.
Magnolia is going to have that two-back set. Young in motion. They're trying to get that screen. He's going to roll out. Look, throwing. It'll be caught and out of bounds with 7 seconds to go. They got within that 40-yard range, which is a good Hail Mary spot. But they do have their timeout still. Will they run the ball, try and get some more yards, and see if he can break a tackle or two? Or will they just try and waste some clock? I mean, that's the waste of clock. But, or will they try their Hail Mary now? It does not look so. They have both running backs in the backfield. He's going to be looking to the sideline, and he'll throw it away.
That will leave 2 seconds left on the clock. Will Magnolia kick it, or will they just run it and head back to the locker room?
Well, they did the smart thing, which was waste clock, but keep possession and time to do something. Now they're going to most likely do the Hail Mary, or they could run a screen pass, which are always effective when you have good, speedy running backs.
Yeah, if I'm Lakeside, I'm moving into prevent here because no matter what, Magnolia is going to try and make a break for the end zone. There's only 2 seconds left.
And here's the throw, and wow! Joseph Newman laying the boom to end the half. It is 21-7 Lakeside.
I think that was just like Dylan said. We saw that screen pass, and that was going to end the half. We are now going to go into the National Park College halftime, where we will see performances from both the Magnolia and Lakeside bands, Lakeside's cheer and dance team, and we'll also get a check on the Lakeside golf team with Will Gordon.
Hey guys, welcome back to week 3 of the Golf Report. I'm Will Gordon, and I'm here with Grayson Goss. Last week we had conference at Pine Bluff, and the guys, we didn't win, but we did get second. Grayson Goss, however, was the most improved player and had a great week. He shot 78. Grayson, just tell me about how that round went.
Yeah, we started off strong, started off with the par and was hitting the driver really good, making a few putts, just hitting the irons pretty close to where you can two-putt.
So Grayson, how are you feeling going into state next Wednesday?
I think we have a chance to win if we can all play the best that we can. We're just going to have to keep the ball in play and putt good.
Yeah, what would you say the best part of your game is?
Probably my driver right now, but it really switches between.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Speaking of conference, the girls also played. They won by 30 strokes against Benton, and Peyton Borland won individually by shooting a 73. They're at state today at Paragould, and they were in second place, but unfortunately they made a couple bogeys coming down the stretch, and it put them in 4th place. But overall, the girls had a great season, and they're looking for revenge next year. Thank you guys for watching week 3 of the Golf Report. I'm Will Gordon, and I'll see you guys next week at state. God bless and go Rams.
Rockstar Wellness Clinic is a game changer in medical aesthetics. Our services include vitamin injections, body tightening treatments, Jeuveau and Botox, and TED hair regrowth. We're the leading provider in Arkansas for weight loss injections, semaglutide and tirzepatide. We have a prescriber on site for telehealth and IV hydration appointments. Treat yourself like a rock star. Find us on our website or at our new location, 2815 Malvern Avenue.
There's a place for you at National Park College. NPC understands that one size doesn't fit all, and everyone deserves an opportunity to find their place. Flexible class options, in-person and online, help you set the schedule you need at about half the cost of the average Arkansas university. National Park College offers a supportive college experience, close to home at about half the cost. Schedule a tour or apply today. Learn more at np.edu.
Whoever you rally or root for, Relyance.
Welcome back from the halftime break. It is Lakeside 21, Magnolia 7. Lakeside will get the ball to start the second half. Penny, what do you think about Lakeside's performance to start off this game?
So I think Lakeside came out of the gate really strong, and then they slowed down for a little bit, and then towards the end of the second quarter, they were making adjustments, and they were able to get 2 scores. They've made some adjustments on defense to better protect against Magnolia, and I just think that if Lakeside keeps going on the trajectory that they're going on now, we're going to see a good outcome for them.
As that kick goes through the end zone, it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Rams at the 20-yard line.
Going into the half, Magnolia was unable to get anything going, and so they did go into the half with only 7 points. So I think that we could see that turnover-heavy defense try to come in here and try and get the ball back, try to get some extra possessions.
Well, they will start with Ullman in the backfield next to Walcott. Man in motion will be handoff to Grady up the middle. Here's what looks to be a first down for Lakeside. It will be. And it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 21 for Lakeside. Grady Ullman bursting through for another big run.
I think if you're the Rams, you're trying to keep the drive slow, so you're trying to keep it with Grady. You're trying to take time off the clock while at the same time being productive, and that's exactly what Grady Ullman does.
Lakeside here at their 31. Looking to try and put some more points on the board to go up 28-7. It's going to be another handoff to Ullman. He's got some space on the outside. Has a defender on his back. Will not slow him down as he runs for a good gain of 11. 1st down and 10 for the Rams at the 42-yard line.
I think Lakeside during halftime decided that they were going to run it with Grady till the wheels fall off, and that is exactly what they were doing in the beginning of this half.
Here comes the Lakeside with another 1st and 10. This might be the perfect time to run a play action pass here. But they're going to keep it with what's working, and that's Grady Ullman. Get to the outside for a gain of what looks to be 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Rams at their own 47.
So that is 25 yards in a row for Grady there. Well, maybe a few more. They're calling it a 2nd and 3. I think that the Rams, again, are just trying to open up some room for more passes. They've had 2 receiving touchdowns tonight. And if they can't, then, they've still got Grady, so.
It's a handoff to Ullman. Up the middle, he will not get the 1st down, but he will get close to it. He will be tackled at the 50.5-yard line. 51 is the official spot. Nope, 50.5. And Lakeside will have a long 3rd and 2.
I think if you're Lakeside here, you've got to try and pass it. But, I mean, if they do decide to go with Grady, you can't really criticize the decision anyway, just because it is, it is still Grady, so.
Maybe a little bit of rollout for Wally, but they're going to hand it off to Grady up the middle, and he will get what looks to be short. Bit short, maybe.
It's close. The refs are going to take a second look at the spot.
The spot looks like it's on the line.
Are they about to bring the... They're
gonna give Lakeside the first down.
Yeah, they're gonna move the chains there. They decided that Grady made it to the line, and I think that the Rams made the right decision there.
Well, Grady will get the first down. Nothing but run out of the gate for the Rams in this second half. Now Britton Diaz is in the backfield. It'll be a rollout pass for Walcott. He's looking. He's gonna loft one deep. It's gonna be just incomplete.
Vincent looked like he was going to get around that ball, but I think in the end he just let it fall through his hands and hit the grass before it.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Rams at the 48 of Magnolia. Britton still in the backfield, set of Grady. It'll be a handoff to Britton. He'll get to the outside, trying to cut back inside for some yards. He will. It'll be a 2-yard gain. And 3rd and 8 for the Rams.
It looked to me like Britton had some space there, but it seemed that the defenders just caught up to him, and he only was able to get a couple of yards.
He'll be down to 46, 3rd and 8 for the Rams.
Looks like they're going to bring in Walker DeLong. I'm not sure if that'll be on the line or in the backfield.
Looks like they'll probably have him as a tight end-ish position. Right behind Bake at that right tackle. Grady back in the game in the backfield. There to block. Wally finds Vincent for a first down and more into the 35-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rams at the 32.
I think that the Rams basically reversed that play that they tried to run on the other sideline with Vincent and brought it back to this side, and they were able to find room to get the first down. They're well into their own territory now, and I think that we're going to see them keep pushing for the end zone.
Walcott will be in the shotgun with Grady. With a 1st and 10, they'll probably go back to Grady here. Indeed, they will. Grady Omen through the middle, runs over a man.
I think if there's a chance that if you're Lakeside here, you're just going to keep handing it off to Grady and get to the end zone little by little.
There's going to be what looks to be a 2nd and 5. 2nd and 6 is the official spot for this 2nd down.
Gonna be Ballard, Vincent.
It's gonna be a handoff to Grady up the middle. Grady with another massive run into the 10, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Rams.
So while I said that the Rams were going to make it to the end zone with Grady little by little, it seemed that Grady wanted to speed the process up and got a big gain there.
It'll be 1st and goal for Lakeside. Grady looks like he will stay in the game for this.
Discussion with the coordinator on the sidelines.
This looked to be this is how they scored their first touchdown in Camden with the 2-backfield. They're going to hand it off to Britton Diaz. He will find some room and get to the 5-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard run and 2nd and goal from the 5 for Lakeside.
Again, I think that having those two running backs who can both make similar production is a good thing for Lakeside because it means that sometimes, the other team just doesn't know who to defend, and even if it's just a couple of yards that you're picking up, every yard counts.
Here comes Lakeside with that two-back formation once again.
Vincent out wide.
So we hand off to Omen up the middle, falls forward for only a yard. Grady a little slow to get up. He looks like he's okay, though. He will stay into the game. So we 3rd and goal from the 4-4 Lakeside. It's the big 3rd down for Magnolia's defense. Can they get off the field, only giving up 3 points? Well, actually, they'll probably go for it, barring what this play is. It's going to be a handoff to Omen once again. And he's not able to find any space. He's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 4.
Britton Diaz seemed to get tripped on that play there.
Grady once again a tad bit slow to get up, but he's going to stay in the game. Ballard will come onto the field.
Looks like they're going to bring in more receivers.
Ballard and Prather now in the game.
And I think that we saw something similar with Magnolia, seeing those receivers come onto the field and getting more defensive backs on the field to cover them.
Looks like they're kind of trying to spread out maybe that defense.
I think there's a chance. They're just trying to get Magnolia to jump, but it did.
Looks like Lakeside will take a timeout. I do not know how much of that was due to the play clock. So it'll be 4th and goal from the 4 still for Lakeside. I have a good feeling they're gonna go for this, given that the huddle is offense only.
Let's look at how the Rams got to this end of the field with this huge Grady Omen run.
Well, it's a good handoff up the middle. The blocking was great, and Grady Omen again breaking tackles just like he always does. What a run by Grady, and a really good tackle to keep him from getting to the end zone and lead Magnolia to this spot, because it's really easy for Grady Omen to break those tackles, but he was able to get through it. I mean, he was able to be brung down, and now Magnolia has a chance to get off the field.
That tackle appeared to have been made by number 19, Carmelo McDonald, a linebacker who is a junior.
And here is Grady Omen's stats for this year. Now, this is without the statistics from this game. He has 720 yards, those 13 touchdowns. That is now 14. That is leading the class of 5A. He has been unbelievable so far this season, and I mean, looking at it today, it just looks like it's just going to keep going uphill from here. Grady in shotgun. He'll have Wally in shotgun. Grady moving out, looking to block. Wally looking around, throws, and it's picked off. They're looking for some space to get out of the end zone, but he'll be tackled for a touchback, and Magnolia will get the ball at the 20-yard line.
I mean, all in all, not the worst play that way that play could have ended for Lakeside. Obviously, it would have been better if Magnolia didn't take the ball, because then they would have had a few less yards, but, still, starting at the 20, that is still a long field for Magnolia, who is still down 14 points in this game.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 20. They get off the field on a big stop. Looks like Young will be lined up in a slot receiver position instead of in the backfield. Motion. Over the middle is going to be a jet sweep to Young. Looked like he had nowhere to go, but he finds room, and it'll be a first down and a little bit more.
Lakeside sideline had to get out of the way on that run because he broke for he broke for the sideline, and it was aggressive. So you saw a lot of scattering from the Lakeside sideline.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for Magnolia from the 31. Still 21-7 Lakeside. Hand off to Young up the middle. He finds a crease. He has space, and it looks like he will be stopped a tad bit short of the first. Looks like it'll be 2nd and inches for the Panthers.
Panthers are trying to find some room here, trying to... Ooh, and they are going to call that a first down, moving the Panthers down the field. The refs took a second look at it and decided that he did make it back to the line of scrimmage. So, we've seen a lot of those calls tonight, and it's just really good officiating to check those again.
Let's we hand off to Young up the middle. He's going to get a solid 4-yard gain. It's going to be what looks to be, or a 3-yard gain, sorry. It's going to be 2nd and 7 for Magnolia. It's going to be 2nd and 7 once again.
It's going to be a little bit of a longer 7. We'll see if the Panthers try and throw here.
It's going to be a play-action pass. Looking over the middle, has nowhere to go, and it's well defended by that Lakeside defense.
That was interesting. He just really, the Lakeside defense was breathing down his neck. He had nowhere to go, and he just threw the ball wherever he could. Even though there did not appear to be a receiver near that area, it actually looked like a Lakeside defender was closer to the ball.
It's going to be 3rd and 7 for Magnolia. Handoff up the middle to Young. He's going to cut back, and he's got nowhere to go. Walker DeLong once again with a huge stop for Lakeside.
Walker DeLong has taken that next man up mentality seriously and doing everything he can for his team tonight, despite the fact that he's playing because someone else is injured.
It's going to be 4th and 7. They're only down 14, so they don't necessarily have to go for this, but it looks like they will.
This is an interesting decision. At 4th and 7, you have not even cleared the 50-yard line. Magnolia better have something good cooked up here.
Looks like it'll be a screen pass just like they started. And Joseph Newman again.
Like I said, that was an interesting play from Magnolia in a game where the defense is really just, taking care of business and shutting them down to, you've now given Lakeside the ball back in your own territory, and it was an interesting choice.
Do not run screen passes on Newman whatsoever. It looks like there will be a player down for Lakeside. We will see you guys after this short break.
We're going to look at Joseph Newman's tackle before the commercial. Joseph was all over this play. Young thought, actually it was not Young. It was going to be number 5, who is Moore. He thought that he had room, and he just did not, and Joseph Newman came, right up over him. And we are now going to take just a short break and be back as soon as we can be. apologies for that on our end. We had a player who was down on the field that appeared to be number 45, Walker DeLong, who I was just talking about, and the incredible game that he's had. He is walking off the field under his own power. He's got both trainers and Coach Rockwell with him. And, I just want to once again give a shout out to the amazing athletic training staff that we have at Lakeside High School. Even sometimes on these late weeknight games, you can always find Coach Evans there when you need her. And I would really say that these two people just hold Lakeside athletics together in more ways than one.
Looks to be just a little bit of cramping going on. A couple stretching out. Here's Walcott. Drop back for Walcott. Throw over the middle. It is caught by Ben Vincent. First down for the Rams at the 20.
So, folks, just in case you could not hear Dylan there, Wally dropped back and aired one out to Vincent, who found the sideline. It was a big gain, and the Rams are now going to have a 1st and 10 on their 21-yard line, which, once again, you got to go back to the Panthers going for it on 4th down. They gave the Rams a short field, and the Rams just pretty much cut that field in half.
Here's the pass. Wally drops back. It was a really good route by Vincent and a beautiful throw by Walcott. Here we go. Walcott drops back, looking over the middle. Vincent falls, and there's going to be a penalty. And another one thrown.
Ooh. I don't know what the penalty was, but it may have had to do something with the fact that Ballard did not truly throw it towards anyone. We're going to see how the refs call this one.
From what I saw, he tripped over the middle, and then that was the first flag. And then the second flag looked to be a push after the fact by Magnolia. And to be holding on the defense.
And, folks, just to let you know, Ben Vincent did just leave the field. They put someone else in, but Vincent looks to just be standing on the sideline, so I think he was just having either a little bit of cramping or maybe he was just having a trouble with the play. I'm not sure. He's getting a drink of water on the sideline and looks to be fine.
Well, they're going to call a holding on the defense for the trip and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty or not. I do not know what they're doing. Oh, they're taking 15 yards from the spot of the unsportsmanlike penalty, which will make it a 1st and 16 for Lakeside.
So I said that the Rams had cut the field in half by getting that penalty. They have now gone back a little bit, but it's still a short field, and it's still 1st down, and I still think we can see a lot out of Lakeside here. And just to let y'all know, Walker DeLong is now standing on the sidelines. We think he was just having some cramping, and he now seems to be doing much better.
Yeah, he's walking around a little bit. He looks to be fine. We've not yet seen much of Jonathan Rainey. He's injured, but he is cleared to play. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the game, especially with Walker a little limpy on the sideline. It's going to be handoff to Grady Ullman. Grady Ullman finds some space.
Very similar play to the last big run Grady got. Grady's once again going to be slow to get up, but he does get up. I'm sure Grady is just feeling some of the wear and tear of having played, this aggressively for this game and for the last few weeks.
It's going to be 2nd and 2 for Lakeside. Probably will look to be another run for the Rams. Looks like they're going to get a one-on-one on the outside with Ballard and with Burns. Burns got a touchdown earlier. But it's going to be a handoff to Ullman up the middle. He'll get another yard, so it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Rams.
The Rams have a pretty short 3rd down here. I think you run it again, or, you could just take a shot for the end zone.
Yeah, Ballard. It looks like Ballard and Burns are both going to have another one-on-one on this outside. Ballard's been a go-to guy so far this season. Looks like they're sending those linebackers ready for a run. Safety drops into that other side, but they're going to hand it off to Ullman anyway. He's going to get a first down and a little bit more.
So Lakeside has not quite reached first and goal, but they are getting pretty close to that. They're getting into close territory here.
Grady Ullman slow to get up again, probably feeling some fatigue from this game so far. He's had a lot of carries, especially last week with 39. So he's going to come off the field, and here comes Britton Diaz. Ballard, another one-on-one opportunity, and Burns. Going to roll out, looking for Burns on that one-on-one. They will look for Vincent with the pass, and he'll be tripped up. And it looks like it'll probably be a pass interference on the defense.
Yeah, I think Vincent was definitely pushed there, and it is also interesting to see that the refs' flags are in fact pink tonight. So if you think that you are seeing flags that are not yellow, you are not wrong. The refs obviously decided to get into the spirit with the rest of us, and that's really nice to see.
I mean, everybody's wearing pink. It's just really nice to see, especially in October. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and everybody is wearing pink here. And you see it across all the sports leagues. I mean, it's not even just in high school football. It's in college, NFL, and every other sports league that's playing. So it's really nice to see all of the pink go around the leagues in sports. It's going to be a handoff to Ullman, and nothing going for him.
Yeah, Ullman was well defended there. Going to help the defender up.
By his jersey. So it's going to be second and what looks to be 4 for the Rams.
There's definitely also a little bit of confusion tonight about whether it was going to be hot or cold. It started pretty warm, and then it has cooled off as the evening has gone on, and I think we are definitely seeing a little bit of some people that are regretting their choices.
Well, that is the end of the third quarter. Lakeside will hold their 21-7 lead and are trying to score another 7 to go up 28-7, and we will check out if they can score after this short break.
Rockstar Wellness Clinic is a game changer in
Not on. Folks, headed into the... Pablo, I don't think we're on.
Second down and 6 for the Rams. Excuse me, second down and goal from the 6.
Rockstar Wellness Clinic is a game changer in medical aesthetics. Our services include vitamin injections, body tightening treatments, Jeuveau and Botox, and TED hair regrowth. We're the leading provider.
Down Lakeside.
Folks, we were having some technical difficulties, let y'all know, Lakeside did just throw a touchdown. That was Walcott to Vincent. It was very quick play, coming straight into the fourth quarter. It's 11:57 left in the fourth quarter, so you know, that play did not take very much time. That was once again a Walcott to Vincent touchdown coming straight into the fourth quarter.
It's a great play by Lakeside, had Wally roll out. And it was a good play. And Vincent wide open at that corner of the end zone. Free touchdown for Lakeside. It's going to be what looks to be a fake punt, maybe a bad snap, but just incomplete.
We would like to thank our sponsors. That is going to be Rockstar Wellness Clinic, Relyance Bank, and National Park College. Folks, we are going to replay the touchdown since we may have missed some of it. So you can see Wally took the snap, rolled out, straight to Vincent. Vincent was basically undefended in the end zone. Was not a difficult catch for him to make. That was beautifully thrown, and obviously just again another gap in that defense.
Good job by the Rams to get another touchdown on the board, even though they couldn't convert on what looked. Do you think that was a fake extra point or a bad snap?
I'm not gonna lie, I missed some of it, so I couldn't tell you for sure, but I do think, I'm not sure that was the desired outcome, no matter what it was.
Well, Gabe Van Beber is the placeholder, and he looked like he knew what he was doing. I mean, he grabbed it, rolled out. So it looked like he was ready to be able to go around and throw.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, it is still 27-7 for your Lakeside Rams with 11:57 left to play in this game.
Viscardis will kick off. Two back to receive. Kick is low and short. It's going to be a dribbler and goes through the end zone and out of the back for a touchback to the 20-yard line where Magnolia will set up shop, 1st and 10. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20 once again. And, Lakeside has played stellar on defense. This is a little bit different than last week where they gave up a lot of points, but the offense scored a lot of points. Now, this week, offense has been a little slow and just getting what they need to. But the defense has been unbelievable, and it's a big difference from last week. And I like to see the improvement on the defensive side of the ball. And Chris Ford has looked unbelievable tonight. That ball is thrown over the middle. Ooh. Just in front of him. Not able to pull it in. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for Magnolia.
Definitely a little bit of a quieter half for the defense so far. But also, the Lakeside offense took a really long time on that last drive. We've seen a lot more of the offense than we have the defense in the second half so far. So here's the defense, and let's see what they can do.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 for Magnolia. And it looks like there's some movement on the offensive line. It's going to be a false start, and they'll send them back 5 yards to the 15-yard line for a 2nd and 15.
So we have not seen a lot of back-to-back penalties this week like we have seen in some of the other games, but there definitely have been some penalties, and there have been some detrimental penalties, some penalties that have created issues for both teams. And so while it has not been as bad this week, I definitely think watching those penalties, Magnolia is already behind, and now they're backed up, within 10 yards of their own end zone, which is just not where you want to be this late and this far behind.
Looks like Newman's creeping up on the line. It looks like he'll come in as a safety blitz. So he hand off to Young. He's going to find some outside room, and he will get it running forward into past the sticks, and he will be down at what looks to be the 25-yard line for a 3rd and manageable. Panthers will have the ball in a 3rd and 5 situation. Massive 3rd and 5 situation, might I add. Down 20 with 11:45 to go in this game.
Yeah, Magnolia is looking at getting too far behind here. You know, they've got to put points on the board this drive, or it's going to get further and further away from being able to win this game.
And there he is, the man I've been talking about all game, has been dealing with that injury and finally coming back in. There's Jonathan Rainey with the stop.
Yeah, Jonathan Rainey just came back in, and he was clearly trying to make an impact early, and that's just what he did.
He's one of 2 sophomores that actually get to some time on this team. The other is number 20, Q Jackson. It's going to be a punt for Magnolia. It'll be a deep one, and it's going to take a nice bounce. It's going to go past the 20, a little more of a roll, and it will probably get to the 17-yard line, where Lakeside will set up shop for their 1st and 10.
All right, so here is Lakeside up 20 points with just under 11 minutes left to play in the whole game. I suspect that we're about to see a lot of Grady Oman, but we're probably going to see more of Britton Diaz as they try to save Grady for another conference matchup next week.
They brought the ball all the way back. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Magnolia. I'm not sure I caught what happened. Penny, what about you?
Yeah, I did not see what happened either. I was looking at Lakeside sideline, and I did not catch that. That's interesting.
So 1st and 10 for Magnolia. Drops back, looks over the middle, and well defended. Zach Haywood, the senior. He's had some struggles this year, but he looked really good on that pass coverage right there.
Yeah, and whatever that penalty was, it just goes back to the fact that, you know, you've got Magnolia there, and then whatever happened, you just give them a 1st down. So that's interesting.
Well, here it is, 2nd and 10. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Young, and he's got nowhere to go.
Looks like Lakeside is trying to make up for whatever happened, as it is now 3rd and 10. So Magnolia has been able to gain nothing on this new set of downs. So let's see if they can change that, or if we're going to see another punt.
Defenses look absolutely stellar, and they just continue and continue to make life hard for Magnolia.
Yeah, this defense is definitely coming on strong this week. They have not taken any snaps off. They're playing aggressive.
And there's going to be a penalty on the field. It's going to be a false start on Magnolia. It is going to be 3rd and 15 for the Panthers now.
So we were seeing some of the Lakeside players try and bait Magnolia into that false start, and they were successful. And now, what was a 3rd and 10 is now a 3rd and 15.
Magnolia, they needed to get something out of this drive, and then they got a rebirth of this drive, and still nothing going.
Yeah, Magnolia is struggling with some penalties here.
Drop back to over the middle, knocked away by Cannon Martin.
I didn't see that up close, but there's a strong chance that Cannon Martin could have intercepted that play and decided not to, just to make it easier on the offense.
Well, it's only 27-7, so I guess it's fine to punt, but there's 10 minutes left. Necessarily, how many drives are you going to get in to try and get some more points on the board to try and make this a game again.
I mean, to a certain degree, I think they're playing for pride there. They're so close. They're so far into their own territory. You know, if they gave the Lakeside the ball back there, it was just going to make this score even a wider margin than it already is.
Well, Lakeside's going to get the ball at the 35 now instead of the 17 like they were after that original punt.
So that did not go well for Magnolia in multiple ways.
And they ended up getting a second chance and decided to go backwards instead of forwards. So now Lakeside will have the ball in great field position to put the knockout punch in place.
Going to be A.J. Burns, Ben Vincent, and Ryan Ballard all lined up at the top of your screen, and Grady in the backfield.
Handoff to Grady up the middle. Has no room. He'll get a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Rams.
I think if I'm Lakeside, I see it two different ways. You know that they think you're going to run it, and you know that they're stacking the box, so why not throw it? But also, I mean, you are up by 20 points, so at this point you are just trying to run some clock down. And I think we're going to see them take a nice long time here and get to this play just as the play clock is hitting 1 or 0.
Well, I still have been waiting for that run to the outside, just like they did against Lake Hamilton, and it was really effective, especially with Grady's speed. So we'll see if they can get it to the outside. It's going to be up the middle again, and he'll be down after what looks to be a 1-yard gain. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Rams.
3rd and 7. Again, you're putting your wide receivers on the field. You know, why not see what they can do? And if you do lose the ball and punt it, you're still down. You're still up 20 points. Coming up on 8.5 minutes left in the game. I feel like you're pretty safe here. You know, why not see what some of your other players can do?
Here we go. Wally in the shotgun. He's got a one-on-one with Burns on the out and the bottom of your screen. He's not looking over there. He's looking at Vincent. Vincent wide open, falls down, but he will get the first down and a yard. It'll be an 8-yard completion and a 1st down and 10 for the Rams.
Like I said there, you want to see what production you can get out of some of your wide receivers. That was a great play by Vincent. You know, he caught the ball. Even if he was not very able to get very many yards after catch, you know, he figured it out and he got the 1st down, which is what's important now. As we are under 8 minutes to play, and Lakeside is trying to drag this drive out as long as they possibly can.
Lakeside's offense has looked good tonight, and that defense has been outstanding. I mean, what a team performance this has been, and Lakeside is looking to put in that finishing touch. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and Omen again not able to find a lot of room up the middle.
We're going to see Britton Diaz come on the field here, but it does not seem to be... No, it does seem to be in replacement of Grady. Like I said, they're probably going to try and save Grady as much as they can. Got a big game next week, and, you know, you might as well let him rest a little bit.
It's going to be all the receivers. It's going to be trips at the bottom of your screen.
That's going to be Burns, Ballard, and Vincent.
Wally trying to get a screen pass and throw it into some dangerous territory.
Yeah, that was definitely dangerous. I think 2 Magnolia defenders were able to get a hand on it, which is obviously not, and it is going to bring up 3rd and 12.
In comes Robleski now for the long.
We've not heard a lot out of Robleski as far as being a receiver this game, so it'll be interesting to see if he's going to get some catches here.
And to be fair, we have not heard a lot of him on the defensive side, which is a good thing because he's a corner and he has been outstanding tonight.
Yeah, you always want to hear your cornerbacks' names less.
It's going to be thrown to Burns. He's going to catch the ball, but he's going to be short of the line. The gain. It's going to be what looks to be a 4th and 5.
I think Burns was trying to keep his feet but on the other side of that first down marker and catch the ball, but I think he just dove a little too far and was not able to come up with it there. It's going to be a 4th and 3. We'll have to wait and see if this is a quarterback punt or if this is an offensive play. And
it looks to be a quarterback punt.
Yeah. We've seen this out of Walcott a few times this year. His coordinators call it, and, you know, he can do either thing. So.
Wow, what a punt. It's going to roll into territory. Wow.
Yeah, that's an impressive punt. That you don't see that a lot in high school where you can get it right on down to the 1 there.
Down at 1. What a punt.
I could not hear you.
It's going to be Magnolia's 1st and 10 from their own 1. What a punt by Wally Walcott, man of many talents. And now 1st and 10. It's gonna be a handoff, and wow, well defended, and it is once again the defense coming up with a big stop, and it's gonna be in the end zone for a safety. Douglas, and look at Coach Rock, fired up with the team. What a play by the Lakeside defense again.
Magnolia running back was not getting up, and I was going to do the replay to avoid that, but he walked away.
It's 29-7 for Lakeside's favor. At home with another dominant win, or what looks to be win. Still a lot of time left, though. The Lakeside looks dominant once again, just like against Sheridan. But the Lake Hamilton game was close, but it always, in the second half, it always looked Lakeside's way. It's been a kind of a theme at home, but still a long season. More teams to play. Here's the safety kick from the 20. It's going to be to Ballard. Ballard's going to try and find some space. He's going to cut inside. Now finds a crease. Ryan Ballard through a gap, and he's going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Lakeside!
So Lakeside has now scored on back-to-back plays with the safety and now the touchdown. Lakeside is trying to take this game as far as they can. You know, Ballard cut back inside, and just there was nothing but green in front of him. We are going to have a Magnolia player slow to get up here. Putting Ryan Ballard in on special teams was a conscious decision there. And I think that you got exactly what you wanted out of that. And, you know, now it's going to be Magnolia's ball, but we're going to take another look at that touchdown.
Well, here's the kick. It's going to be a nice little chip kick to Ballard. Ballard didn't have much room on that left side. He decided to cut inside, and there was just a big gap of players. A lot of people fell for that right side run, and he was able to cut it across and run it into the end zone for a big kick return touchdown to put Lakeside up big.
So as far as we are aware, that was a touchdown. They have yet to change the scoreboard. It is still 29-7. So I don't know if there was something else or if we're just having a little bit of a delay on the scoreboard here. But we will keep y'all updated. And with that, we will take a quick word from our sponsors just to have a little break and see what's going on.
Lakeside TV is a student-run broadcast program where dozens of students get the opportunity to produce live events. They can get hands-on experience creating graphics, videos, and commercials for Lakeside Athletics. They get the opportunity to get creative while learning Adobe Photoshop, Premiere Pro, and After Effects. Lakeside TV live streams a wide range of events from football to basketball to graduation. You can find all of our
So it seemed that the problem there was that Magnolia had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well as another penalty, and so they were reviewing the play, but it has come back as a touchdown for the Rams, and they will now take the extra point. And just to let y'all know, the Magnolia player who was down did get up and walk off the field under his own power.
The players are coming off the field. Trying to figure out what's going on. It looks like the huddle's still the special teams, so it doesn't look like it'll be an issue regarding the touchdown.
Definitely some argument going on, or they're trying to figure out what happened. Dylan, do you think that there's a chance that Ballard was out of bounds, or do you think that it's another issue? Lakeside does not seem apprehensive about the turnout of the play.
Yeah, I think from what I see, Ballard was definitely inbound, so that's not a question in my mind. But nah, it looks like the field goal unit's going to go back out, and it's going to be an extra point for Lakeside. Well, extra point attempt for Lakeside.
There may have been a timeout there. We're not quite sure, but long story short, it is going to be the extra point for Lakeside. Ryan Ballard scored on a kick return touchdown, and it's looking like Rams game.
Viscardis. Still waiting for the ref's signal as he talks with the coach about what is going on with the penalty flags and the stoppage of play.
Seems that to entertain the fans, Sweet Caroline has come up, and I don't know if y'all have ever been in a crowd of people when Sweet Caroline gets played, but it's an experience, and that is definitely what the Rams fans and all of the sideline crew are feeling right now. All right, and here is the extra point.
And after the short period of time, Viscardis' extra point is up and good. It'll be 36-7 Lakeside.
So that is now a 29-point game with 5:46 left to go. The Rams will kick off back to the Panthers, who will try to get something started, and we'll just see how the rest of the game goes.
Magnolia has got to get something in fast here if they want to at least have a shot in this one. They're down big, but crazier things have happened. Because of the unsportsmanlike penalty, or whatever the penalty was, this kickoff is going to be from the 30, the Magnolia 30?
Folks, we are still a little confused as to what the penalty was, what the holdup was. Something happened on the field that we were not obviously able to see or hear. It looks like Luke Viscardis is going to have a very short kickoff field here. So whatever it was not good for Lakeside. This is interesting.
Well, I'm looking at the alignment of the Magnolia side. It looks like this is an onside kick, but this is weird. I don't think I've ever seen this. And I think this should give us 3 points. The ball went through the uprights.
It almost looked like Viscardis was kicking another goal. That was interesting. But we're going to see Panthers ball for a touchback on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, and hopefully we can just get back to ordinary football here.
That was an interesting kickoff, but nonetheless, we're back to normal. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20 with 5:46 left to go. Magnolia's back to that 2-back set, down 29.
Which is interesting because if Magnolia wants any chance, they're going to have to score and fast with a big receiving play.
Was a pitch too young. Not able to find much room.
That's an interesting play there when, 5:35 left to go. You've had a long field here. You're down by 29 points. You got to try and see what air you can get here.
So at the 2-back set, man in motion. It's going to be handoff to Young. Up the middle. Nowhere to go. 3rd down. Doak Douglas with the tackle. It's going to be what looks to be 3rd and 4. Yep, 3rd and 4 for Magnolia. I mean, in my eyes, it looks like Magnolia's just giving up the game. Still in the 2-back set, and they've ran 2 straight run plays. Well, one was a pitch, but pretty much two straight run plays. Here's another one. It's going to be a read or a speed option. It'll be a throw. It'll be a pitch to Young. He will be across the 30 and will get the 1st down for Magnolia.
Folks, we're seeing some extra sophomores get on the field here. If you can see number 48 on your screen, that is Blake Vincent, the younger brother of Ben, who is a sophomore and appears to be getting some play time in here in a game that I'm sure Coach Rockwell is fairly sure is going to go for the Rams. So he's going to let some of his young guys see what they can do.
Throw over the middle, and they'll probably get a pass interference.
Yeah, that looked to me like pass interference. That looked like someone got tripped. I'm not at all surprised at the penalty there.
Yeah, it does look like it looks like Lakeside's defense is like completely revamped.
Yeah, we've got a lot of unfamiliar faces out there on the defense right now. Couple of juniors, couple of sophomores. I think Lakeside is trying to see what some of their younger guys can do. We've also got Grady's younger brother, Peter Oman, out on the field playing.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to put in some sophomores now. John Rainey's also in there. It's going to be a throw over the middle, and it's going to be picked off. They've got some space to run. More space to run. Cuts inside, cuts back out, and it'll be brought down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was number 6, Declan McKinney, who has mostly played special teams this year and has made a huge impact. But he just got his first pick of the season. Declan is one of Lakeside TV's own, so we're excited to see that, and I'm sure Declan's going to be thrilled because that was clearly a lot of the non-defensive starters who they were just letting to go out there and play, and they just got an interception.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for Lakeside at the Magnolia 46.
I think we're going to see a lot of running here, and it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see who's going to be on the field. While they figure it out, we are going to look again at Declan's interception.
Quarterback was looking for something downfield. He just couldn't find it, and McKinney was all over it.
And he had so much room to run. Oh, and that's interesting. When you watch the replay, there was actually a flag thrown that did not appear to be assessed. We're now back with the Rams. Trying to see who else Coach Rock may have thrown in here.
Well, there's another sophomore, Logan Clark, in at running back with that run right there. 2nd and 10 for the Rams. Now Lakeside's kind of running that 2-back set. Logan is at tight end, and we have Britton in the backfield. It'll be a handoff to Britton. Good block from Logan, and it'll be a first down for Lakeside. These have usually gone the offense's ways on both for Magnolia and Lakeside. These close situations. And it looks like they will not give him it this time. It's going to be a 3rd and inches.
Looks like we're keeping the offensive line mostly the same, and Ballard is still in there, but we are seeing a couple of new faces in on the offense. But I think they truly are just trying to finish this game out here. But Logan Clark is in there getting some touches. Logan Clark, a sophomore. So just again, more sophomores on the field.
And there's another run to Britton Diaz for another first down for Lakeside to the 30-yard line.
They are going to leave Wally on the field here, which I think is smart because they are still trying to win the game. But we're just over 2 minutes to play, and well, actually, I think Lakeside's going to let this tick down. Going to take as much time as possible. You know, they're pretty certain that they've won this football game, and so they're just trying to get out of here uninjured. Here goes Britton.
It's going to be a handoff to Britton.
Ooh. Seeing a little extracurricular activity with the sophomore.
He pushed forward. And it looks like he got 4. As the student section screaming, I believe that we will win.
Which, I mean, is a fair belief, seeing that it is now 1:25 left to play in the 4th quarter. Your Rams are up 29 points. Got another injured Panther down. We are going to go back to our sponsors for a quick word and be back with y'all for the end of this game.
There's a place for you at National Park College. NPC understands that one size doesn't fit all, and everyone deserves an opportunity to find their place. Flexible class options, in-person and online, help you set the schedule you need at about half the cost of the average Arkansas university. National Park College offers a supportive college experience, close to home at about half the cost. Schedule a tour or apply today. Learn more at np.edu.
Whoever you rally or root for, Relyance Bank is your biggest fan. Our customers always take the center spot with easy online and mobile banking. No lines, no waiting, and no second-place customers. When the rules changed, we changed our game with more ways than ever to access your account. Everyone comes in first. A local bank with a modern approach. Relyance Bank. Open an account online now at rely.bank.
Rockstar Wellness Clinic is a game changer in medical aesthetics. Our services include vitamin injections, body tightening treatments, Jeuveau and Botox, and TED hair regrowth. We're the leading provider in Arkansas for weight loss injections, semaglutide and tirzepatide. We have a prescriber on site for telehealth and IV hydration appointments. Treat yourself like a rock star. Find us on our website or at our new location, 2815 Mount.
That was a handoff to Britton Diaz down the outside. He'll gain what looks to be 2-3 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 5 for the Rams.
You know, the Rams fans are probably pretty certain that their team is going to win this game, and yet not a single fan has moved. Everyone is staying with this team until the end, even if it means they get stuck in the traffic on the way out.
It's going to be another handoff to Diaz up the middle. He's got some space into the 10. They'll mark him at the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams.
You know, I think Britton is hungry for a touchdown here. He's trying to run it down their throats and get to the end zone. You know, I think Britton definitely wants the touchdown here.
Unfortunately, Britton will not get his touchdown, but Lakeside will get the win as the clock is about to strike 0. Lakeside has done it again.
You know, folks, I said that this was going to be a low-scoring game. It might be a little closer, but, you know, we were wrong. It is 36-7. Your Rams came out and scored. You know, they wanted to take this game as quickly as possible, and they have, and now they are 2-0 in conference and 4-1 overall. You know, very good positionings, especially heading into next week, which will be our homecoming football game.
I mean, what a performance by Lakeside. Defense was unbelievable against a team that has looked very solid this season in Magnolia. And, I mean, defense looked great. Offense looked good as well. And this is the best all-around performance, in my opinion, I've seen from the team. Low score give up by the defense, and the offense put up a good amount of points. This was a really good all-around team game, and special teams ended up scoring a touchdown as well. So, I mean, that was just outstanding performance by all, and we will see how that translates into next week against Texarkana.
Yes, and please join us next week, not only for the football game, but for all of the homecoming festivities. We will be live for the parade. We will be live for the court. Looking at that schedule, that game will be against Texarkana, which is another conference matchup. But if the Rams play like this, then they should be able to get the win. And if they play like this all season, then we'll see how that Parkview game goes. As Dylan said, that one is circled, and, you know, we're going to... If we see this team all season, we might just have a shot.
I mean, that Parkview game is going to be a slugfest. Two really good offenses. And speaking of two, how about the running back group that has 2 D1 athletes, one going to Arkansas and one going to Kansas State? I mean, unbelievable. It's crazy. You have 2 D1 athletes at running back. We're splitting carries. Good Lord, that's such a great team. With a safety going to Oklahoma. It's a great squad, and they have some really good players. That Parkview game is going to be a tough one. But got to look at the Queen. The Queen's had a good start. So is Hope. Texarkana hasn't looked amazing, but there's always... that's why you play the game. So, I mean, it's all happiness right now. But you got to come out and play next week.
Yeah, it's right back to work on Monday for the Rams.
Well, that is it. Lakeside wins 36-7. I am Dylan Smith.
And I'm Penny Floor Freeman.
God bless.
And go Rams.